I'm the children's ministries pastor at College Park Church, and I want my kids to know these texts. 3 summers ago, I went to Liberia. When we landed in Monrovia, we heard about the terrorists and the activists that were moving on the Capitol. I had never thought that I was to be a martyr on a foreign mission field. I was there to teach for a week, get out. I went with a man named Doug Poivert, Evangelical Baptist Missions. His job was to get me there, help me to teach, and get me out safely. I trusted Doug. At any time, in fact, the day we flew out, the rebels were 10 miles from Monrovia, where we were. As we went over to Liberian airspace, I hoped that a gun-happy rebel wasn't firing up in the air just to have fun. I trusted Doug. Whenever things got tight, I realized he knew the people to talk to, and so far I had not seen a worried look on his face. What a text this is that gives us that same concept of God multiplied by deity. This gets to the heart of the matter. The exegesis you've just seen done so well shows us that this tells us how we do what we do and how we know it will succeed. It's a prayer wish, a blessing of sorts to give the real hope. The conjunctive de at the beginning is probably continuative. It's a very preceptive section here. Do this, do this, do this, do this. We see that continually. Be joyful, pray continually, give thanks, do not put out the Spirit's fire, etc. But I do see kind of a benediction. I'm okay with that, in a sense. Not unlike several other instances of Paul in Romans and 2 Corinthians and Philippians. It's definitely a prayer wish for blessing. I don't believe the title that God uses for himself through the apostle here is any accident. Things were being torn apart and peace was necessary. There was no other way than that the Prince of Peace, the God of peace, would do it. Now in the Greek text, the pronoun autos is first, himself. And the emphasis that must have brought to the whole thing. I am a year younger than my brother, and I've listened to his prayers. And many of you have heard them also as he prays, Dear Father, thank you for yourself. You notice that? He prays that often. It's this kind of pronoun that speaks to God himself. Sanctified. First thing comes to my mind, and then I went and looked up in my books. Yeah, it's the priests. That's what they were set apart. Special in being set apart. But special not just physically, but also in character. And the optative, the aorist optative that is used, shows steady development. It's not going to happen now. Even though my daughter goes to Indiana Wesleyan University. It's not going to happen now. It's coming. It's working. There's steady development of the sanctification of God in our lives till we get there. Blameless. There's a preposition there. It's N, E-N. It's in the light of or in the sphere of the parousia, the coming of Jesus Christ, that ends the process of atonement and begins the process of eternity. And the God of peace, during that time of suffering, will restore. You know the feeling of emptying out of resources. God restores that in His sanctification. And confirm, am I doing the right thing? This is really hard. It seems as though everything's working against me. This God of peace, who sanctifies you, will confirm that you are there'll be a voice saying, this is the way, walk in it. And He will strengthen you. How tired are you going to get in this sanctification process? You may get ultimately tired. Around here we like to say, we'll rest when we get to heaven. Until then, let's work. And then He'll establish you. Are my feet on the right path? Is that shaky ground or not? The God of peace will restore, confirm, strengthen, and and establish you. What a great God. Faithful is He who calls you. He will also do it.